Welcome all to Friday Night Live. We are glad each and every one of you is here tonight. And tonight we have someone who is going to be starting us off. His name is Ron Gorman, and he is my other half. So go ahead and unmute. Can
I
you hear
think
me? Yeah, you're unmuted. Good job.
I'm unmuted. Well, it's amazing what a little training will do. Um, I'm not here to replace Ron, but I am here to say live from St. Petersburg, Florida. It's Friday Night Live.
Yay, good job, honey. All right.
I'm gonna
Welcome.
mute myself.
Okay. So we're going to begin now. We have a lovely panelist, a lovely panelist, wonderful panelists here tonight. They're IT professionals. And we're going to start off with Oliver Fonte, and he's going to talk about the hybrid data center. So after the four of them speak, we'll have a time for you to ask questions. So if you have any questions, write them down. Take notes so that you're ready to ask questions. All righty? So go ahead, Oliver Fonte.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning. Hope everybody is fired up. We are counting days. That Wednesday on the 30th is going to be the day that unpassive is going to be known in the whole world. And I know we are all fired up. And today, with the four tech guys, we are going to talk about, give a brief summary or break down what the CEO told us on Monday. I know there were a lot of technical stuff in there that people didn't get it. So the tech guys are going to try to see if we can break it down to everybody to understand. And I also like to say this, all what we are doing as the tech guys is to try to make we the founders, we are your servants, we work for you guys. Ask whatever question you want to ask us that is a technical question, we are there for you. There's some technical words or terminology that we will not be able, that we can try to see how we simplify it or to break it down for everybody to understand. But I will apologize that as much as we are going to try, please ask questions if you don't get, if there's any terminology that we use or any word that we use that you didn't get it, or the CEO mentioned it in any webinar, please bring it up. We are going to bring it down. We are here to serve our founders. We are all, we are brothers and sisters here, and want to make everybody be comfortable and to understand the business. This is your business. Unpassive is your business. The CEO has given, he has given us goal. You have a domain and a website. That is your business. When they come to Unpassive, they route you to your website. Customer comes, they route you to any of us, our website, to your domain, and your domain is running 365 days in a year, every day, and it changes. The website changes on every day. So please ask questions. Understand your business. This is your business. And please, I would like to say this again. This is your business. You have a gold mine in you that you're holding. This is something that has never happened on this planet Earth. What the CEO, Mr. Ash Mufar, has done to us, I've not seen any CEO that in fact has put this kind of structure, the structure that he has put in front of us, that, and we, the 1.2 million founders, the profit and the gain that we are going to make from it. So please, any terminology, any IT word that you don't understand, let me say it again, please ask us, ask the question. Let me start by saying this. He talked about a hybrid cloud data center. What is hybrid? Let me start from there. Hybrid. Let me quote this example. First, hybrid is the connection between our on-prem data center, which is like a house, a warehouse where our data is going to be stored, and is connected to our AI cloud data center. The AI cloud data center is virtual. It's the one that you can be any part of this world. In any part of this world, you have access. You can access your data. It's well encrypted, well secured, The one on-prem, the data center itself is also well secured. And he told us on Monday that our first data center is going to be live end of April. And we'll have the second, the third, and the fourth, and many others will follow. How does this play in our mind? All the data centers will be running. This is, in fact, like I said, the structure that he has put in place, especially when it comes to our data center and the cloud, the hybrid, is, in fact, as an IT person, they've done a wonderful job. The CEO has done a wonderful job. They'll be running simultaneously. When data comes to any of the data center, it's replicate, it moves to all the other data center. If you shut this data center, the next one will pick up. You shut this one, the next one will pick up. So at any time in our life, the 365 days, any second, any minute, any hour, our data centers will be running 24/7 round the clock. So you cannot shut us down. You cannot do anything with us. Our business will be running perfectly. Is this not wonderful? So you see that our business on passive is not any kind of business. This is a super giant, a bulldozer that is coming. Like the CEO told us the other day, that in this marketing campaign, we will walk into the market with authority. We are going to own the market because we have sophisticated data center, well encrypted, well secured, that they will not play with our data. And all the equipment that they use in all these data centers, like, I don't want my colleagues will talk about the database, IPv6 and IPv4, and the NAS, which is the network access storage. My colleagues, they will continue with it. And I will end here by saying, please ask questions. Any terminology, ask questions. I'll leave it there. Antilene, you can continue.
Thank you very much. Very impressive. I'm impressed. Next, we have Collins Mana, who's going to talk about IP addresses and the hybrid nature of IPv4 and IPv6. And in essence, what it means is OnPassive will never be able to be blocked from any country, anywhere. So Collins, you can take the floor now.
Thank you, Lynn. Sorry, I was just talking to myself. I just want to greet everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, and it's good evening. It's just early morning in UK time. Yeah, so just appreciating everyone who are here today, again, in this wonderful platform to understand our business. You know, as Brother Oliver said, OnPassive is our business. You know, we are here just to break down stuff like what our CEO, Mr. Ash Pofara, said. Sometimes he uses terminology, and we have to remember that he is our CEO with a lot of things in his hand. And there is not enough time for him to really sit back and break down a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to the IT stuff. You know, the only thing we can do is to support him to come to most of this webinar to break it down, you know, looking at the language that he used in IT perspective, and we'll try, you know, our best to break it down in a layman way without going technical. So I will talk about IP addresses. What is IP? You know, IP address stands for what? Internet Protocol. And with this particular address you have, for instance, you can build the best website. Last time we talked about IP addresses, which is IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 is Internet Protocol version 4. And then now the latest is Internet Protocol version 6. The difference between these, we explained last time, one is numeric, just numbers, and can contain more than 4 to 5 to 6 billion users, IPv4. But IPv6 can contain trillions. And I remember last time we explained it, why we are going right to trillions is because of the devices. One household can contain has about laptop, phones, and all of those things. And all of those gadgets has IP addresses. And without the IP address, you cannot have access to internet. You can build the best website. Without IP address, there is no connection. You can have the best printer. Without IP address, there is nothing you can do with it. So now, our CEO talk about, we will have all the IP address on passive, has all the IP addresses in this world. That is true, because we have the best of the best system that can capture it from the point of manufacturing, and until they enter that code and give it an IP address, we have it. You don't need to really purchase that device, but we have it before you even go and buy it. That's the beauty. The reason we are having it, not for a bad reason, is because of our marketing. We want to reach out to as many people as possible when we hit global marketing or we hit the world. Remember, we are targeting what? Billions upon billions of users. So without the IP address, how do you reach out to them? Now marketing is about internet space. It is not high street anymore. When you go to shop and shop, how many people go to shop again from one high street shop? People sit in their house and look at what they want to buy. The moment they click on that thing or they go perform search, what happened? They are being targeted. They trade on your face and you buy it. When you like it, you buy it. On passive, we do it the right way. And we need those, especially to get our target market. And remember, we talk about what? We talk about targeted customers. Targeted customers that are viable, that need our products. So we are not going for any shady customers. It's those that need our product, that will go and search for our product and they will give it. Without the IP address, we cannot get them. So our CEO said, every 24 hours, our database will be updating all the new IP addresses. So whatever it is, we'll get it, both IPv4 and IPv6. And now, the next point I want to talk about, our CEO said, what? We cannot be blocked or prevented in the world because we will do a clean business. On-passive is a clean business. We are legitimate. There is no way. So, but sometimes you have people who want to play another way, try to stop us, from reaching out to the founders and the customers. For instance, our CEO says something, say, for instance, I am, say, Collins, right? I have a business on passive. All of us will have a business. For instance, we are operating all over the web, my website. Right? How can you block 1.2 million founders and 1.2 million or maybe a billion founders if they reach the billion customers or whatever? You cannot stop them. The reason, because on-passive is promoting us, not we promoting on-passive. All of us have a website running with IP addresses. For instance, you shut down, the system is a hybrid. Remember, all the IP addresses, IPv4 and IPv6, they are all hybrid. It will automatically generate a new IP address and launch it back to that country that you were blocked, and you operate, without any problem. That is the beauty of on-pass. That is the level that we have moved when it comes to business. So there is nowhere in this world someone will try to temper or mess up with on-passive, because we will operate hinge-free. Remember, this has never been done before. When our CEO talk about the IP address, that we cannot be stopped. I know, and I discussed it with our tech team, I've never heard of this, because when they shut their IP address down, you need to go and build everything from scratch, host it again, and then launch. But now, automatically, the system will generate a new one and put you back in the market without you even notice that you've lost contact. That is the beauty about on-passive. So I will leave it there, and if there's any question, we'll take it. I will hand it over to Sister Lynn, and that is it for me. Thank you very much.
That is stupendous. Amazing. Okay, now we go on to Vincent Ete, who's going to be talking about databases, uptime and downtime, and latency. He's going to define those terms so that every one of us can understand. You can take the floor, Vincent.
Okay, thank you, Lynn, and thank you everyone to be here this evening. And then it's also morning for some people like us. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about database, and also let's say on Monday roundtable with our CEO, Mr. Ash. He told us about database. We have a database in the house. On Passy have a database. So to start, I need to break it down for those of us who don't know exactly what is a database. So the database is a systematic collection of data typically stored in a computer system. So it's something where we store the information. Our system information is on the computer. So this is how the database works. So database are used in many different places or different organizations in the world. Like everywhere in the school, we have a database. Hospital, we have a database. And public places, library, we have a database. Supermarket, they have a database. When you go to an airport, we have a database. So this is a central information where we store the information in different organizations and different systems. So I hope people will understand from today what is a database. And then we also on passive, we use the use of the database on passive because we use the database to help organize and also manage our customers or even our business inventory or the employees. Because if you want to get even information from our employees working for us, they are all stored in a database. When you want to get information from even our outside customers, is stored in a database. All the founders like you and me is use all the information, our profile, every personal data of us, your name, your surname, your address, they are all stored in a database. So this is the use of database. Though, let's say we have our product like Academy, Onet, Ochat, Oshops, Onet, they are all based on the database because without the database, all these products cannot work because we collect the information and then the information goes to those systems like Academy for the learning system. If we don't have a database, so we have a big database sitting there and then all information goes to database. That's why when the end user or the audience or our customers, they log into our system, they can get the information. All the information these people, they were going through is stored in our database. So we do have, our CEO said, we do have a two powerful database. So the database, as you expected, they are built on active and passive mode. What this active and passive mean that if anything happened to the database who is working in active, the passive mode immediately, automatically within a 5-second beep, it will switch to the other mode and then we start working. So there will not any break. So in the database system, we will say no downtime. No downtime means that database have a uptime, and then we have a uptime is a maximize the uptime. That means when the database is working, it will never fail and then will never break. So the downtime, that means we will not stop at all. The business is continuous business. The business will not stop. The business will be always up and then will be always running. So that's why we call zero downtime. That's why Mr. Ash said on the roundtable, we have a zero downtime. The downtime, that means the system will not break. It will be continuous working. And then you talk about also the latency. The latency is the time that it takes for your data to become available in your database. So if we have a zero latency, so when I want to get information like we want to get someone information in our system, our customer information, when you click the database, and then automatically the information is available for user to get it. So this is a zero latency. So it will not take longer. And then is somewhere people say, oh, it's very slow and we have a performance issues, but Mr. Ash said on Monday that it will be zero latency. So the information will be so quick that anytime you search for any information on passive, any application we have, Academy, Oconet, Ochat, Oshop, many of them, it will be quick. And then based off the performance and then the powerful of our database in the house. So this is briefly what I'll say. I'll pass to Sister Lynn. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's great information. We'll follow. Our last speaker is going to be Bob Takusi. He's going to talk about network access storage, NAS, and how OnPassive competently manages the threat from insiders, otherwise known as employees. Go ahead.
Yes. Good evening, fellow founders. Good evening, Marty, everybody. It's good to be here. Greetings from Bel Air, Maryland. It is now pretty clear to me and to us the tech guys here, that our founder, Mr. Ash Mufare, is very, very security oriented. When we talked about security a couple of weeks ago, we thought that the system was very powerful. We brought out some points, and then he came, and then he even gave us more. He gave us more, and that just gave us the confidence that OnPassive as a system, as a company, as an organization, the state of their security is really solid. Then comes Mr. Ash Mufara again on Monday, and then he threw us this one again. We didn't know about it. We didn't know about it before, but when he came, as he was speaking with us, he said, we also have the network access storage. I was like, whoa, okay, that's very good. Network access storage is another security control measure. It's a security control that we put in place to minimize or mitigate what we call insider threat, like Lynn just said. An insider threat is, is someone that's working within the company that's, taking information from the company outside. Most companies, this is not only an OnPassive problem, but even small companies, they have that problem. One of their primary problem, one of the big problem of these companies is insider threat, having someone working within that is doing what we call, it's also called data exfiltration, data loss, taking data out of the company. So this is a data loss prevention measure. So what this does to us is our employees, our colleagues who are working with us, our fellow engineers in Hyderabad and everywhere else, when they get off, when they take their devices, their laptops or the machines that they use to work out of, the company, when they go home, they want to work remotely, want to connect remotely. They connect through our virtual, through our VPN, which is virtual. They will use that through that connection and then get authenticated through our Active Directory structure to get their actual rights, where what they can see and they cannot see, and then they can do their job. They can do their job well. But the good thing is that this system that is put in, this control that is put in place, prevents them. The computer or the system that the computer or the device that they use is just like an empty machine. So once they are done, they cannot download or they don't have any information within that computer or system or whatever device they are using. So that's a very, very good security measure, which provides with us that assurance that, okay, they have all this access to our information, but it is limited to their connection to our network, and upon termination of whatever work they are doing, they don't have any access to any information or data that they can download. They cannot download. So this actually, gives us much security of our stuff. It prevents, insider threat, as we call it. Just imagine, that OnPassive is Ash Mufara's brain. It is his brain. And there is a design document. Every time that he thinks of something, there's a design document, a huge document about the system somewhere in the network. So it has to be protected. And I'm pretty sure, based on what I see, and all the things that we have our data center. Oliver just talked about a hybrid data center, IPv6, V4, fiber optic cables. They all have internal security control. AI is also security oriented. I'm pretty sure that we also have a data loss prevention program in place. I'm pretty sure. with a good data classification protocol. That means our data has been classified and then other security controls placed around it with known and unknown safeguards and countermeasures. Known security control could be something like this NAS, what Mr. Ash is telling us, that's what we have. That's a known security control. Another one could be data loss prevention, where you block, people cannot move data out of the network. If you try to upload something to Dropbox or Google Docs, you can't. USB block, there are known controls, and there are also unknown controls, which I'm pretty sure we do have. Something like an advanced segregation of duties, automated auditing. That means, like, just imagine a file like Mr. Ash Mufara's design, what he has in his brain. There's probably a trigger, a chip wire that is set on that file. Anybody who touches it, an alert goes out. Only those who have the right to see that file can see it, you know. And there are other, you know, unknown measures. It could be even employees within that are the good, not the insider threat, but the insider good for the insider for the good for the company. So they have different measures. So this NAS, this network access storage, is just another measure, another layer of security that Mr. Ash Mufara is putting in place to protect intellectual property. That's just what it is, and it's for the good for the company at large. So I'm going to send it back to Auntie Lynn, and then we can talk more and expand more if there are any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let me turn my video. Thank you so much. I think we get a picture of how Unpassive takes security very, very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And Ash Mufara has invested quite a bit to ensure we have the highest level of security. And you know, we talked about the different layers of security through 5G, AI,
Mm-hmm.
IPv6, fiber optic cables. Did I miss anything? Those are all additional layers of security that protect Unpassive and its data. As we said, data is money. It's valuable. It's intellectual property that we have to covet and, you know, protect. So I'm really glad that the emphasis is on security. At this time, what we want to do is open it up for any comments or questions from the attendees here. No question is a silly question. We're here to help you understand the security. So please feel free to raise your hands. First up, we have William Delorme. Hi, William.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Yeah, I want some clarification on the old Connect. Now, with the fiber optics and the low bandwidth and our IT, that's going to make it an amazing product. Am I correct?
Any one of you for
What's your
IT?
question? What's your question? How is it connect?
Fiber optic, O Connect. That's a beautiful combination right there. The speed and then 5G.
Yeah.
You're going to have a wonderful connection. The images are going to be crispy clean. There's never going to be any interruption because of the speed and the clarity of the image. And when I think of O Connect, actually, I also think of television broadcasting. Have you noticed that when you watch like Fox News or MSNBC, all these companies, they either would use maybe Zoom or Cisco WebEx in their correspondence nowadays. Each time that you watch a program, they always get frozen or disconnected. Right now, if you want to try it, just watch any program, you see that there's a disconnection. There's always, well, I will tell you 95% of the time, there is a disconnection. But O Connect, it's not going to have that problem.
Yes, I believe
the speed, the image, the clarity, everything is going to be perfect.
I believe the frozen stuff with the product will be a low bandwidth, so that's why it won't be so interrupted.
Right.
Fiber optic cable is one of the most expensive cables when it comes to connections. And the CEO mentioned to us one webinar that this is the only cable that is connected to all our servers. So the speed of fiber optic cables is just like the speed of a lightning. The color, the brightness. I think when he will launch O Connect to us, we will look at the pictures. They will be cleared, and the speed also, the brightness of it will be unspeakable, and it's also secured. Because since there will be a lot of transmission of data in O Connect, it will be secured also, and nothing that goes into our server will not go there that is not secured. So with fiber optic cables, we are fine.
We will never have a bad connection or be breaked in like Zoom has.
No, you will not.
Let me just add something to what William just said. You know, you talk about frozen. Remember, when they are building IT solution, that is part of testing. They call it performance testing. So before we even hit the market, all of those things have already been taken care of. So it will not happen because remember, security is one of the things. We have security guys here. Zoom has less security. That's why you can break into Zoom when you're having meeting. People connect from different areas, have to shut down Zoom, issue a new link. This is something that Mr. Ashburn have already looked into and make sure it will never happen with O Connect because of the security and everything. And that is part of the testing you do when you are building software from scratch. You look at the functionality and you look at the non-functional part of it, which is security, performance, load testing, and all of those things, stress and everything to make sure it won't break before it hit the market. Remember, we will meet how many? We are talking about 2 billion or 3 billion people will be using this product. You need to make sure it performs in a very, very high way, you know, and it is more secured. There is no way you can come in. And this, what I'll tell you, coming from outside, I'll tell you, it will be 99% secured and perform very well. Else, there will be problem. And nobody, Mr. Ash, who is a perfectionist, will never want this to happen.
In addition to that, remember what he said on Monday also, that that O Connect, that will launch O Connect in our own cloud data center, the hybrid cloud center, because we cannot launch our own O Connect in AWS or any other data center. So that we should have controls. If it's going to, as it's going to be in our environment, we have total control of everything. This is huge. This is huge, and that's the advantage that we on Passive we are going to get. That our CEO is a very smart guy. That a product like O Connect is going to be in our environment, in our data center, in our hybrid data center. And hybrid, let me say hybrid. What I say, if you look at the hybrid cars means that you use petrol and electricity. And in our data center that is connected to our cloud, that is also hybrid, that you have both on-prem and in cloud. So with O Connect that is in our prem, we have to have technical advantage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We can never run out of space with a hybrid data center. Even if all 5 billion people on Earth come and suffocate that our database, you switch to the cloud, and the cloud is virtual, right? It's unlimited. Virtual, it's unlimited. So it's very smart, has very smart thinking in the way he does things and processes them. Yeah.
Thank you, William. Thanks for your questions. We have Marty up next. Marty DeGarmo.
Okay. Anyway, another thing that I'm not going to be too IT here because it's not me, but the one thing that Ash did, listening to these guys for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been traveling around with them like the the circus monkey that I am. But anyway, following them around, I think the biggest thing that Ash did that I believe other companies don't do, they're always looking for shortcuts to get to the product. Like if we can make that for 100,000, can we do it for 60,000? And Ash is totally the opposite of that. I want a fence around this, and I want another fence behind that, and I want an electric fence behind that, and I want barbed wire behind that. Now, does he have to do that? No, but we should be very happy that everything he does is always up and beyond what he would technically have to do. I really believe that, and they can back that up if I'm right. But every time I'm hearing it, why is Zoom what it is? Because when they build it, they thought this is the minimum we need because they were worried about profit. I think that has a lot to do with why we'll be who we are and why we will stay at the top of the game.
Yeah.
Would you tech guys agree with Marty?
Yep, 100%.
100% true. That is right.
Yep.
Because I think we're sparing no expense, is what I observe, right? We have the best of the best technology. Costs a lot. I'm sure it costs a lot to do what we're doing, but that's neither here or there nor there for Ash Mufareh, because he wants us to be the best we can be, right?
And the point is, Lynn, average people, like all of us, besides the tech guys, right? We're average people. We don't see it. And guess what? Well, it's like somebody saying, if you take this, you won't get sick. He's got so many vitamins packed in, you're not going to get sick. You're not going to catch a cold. The company's not going to get a virus because of what he's doing today that is unseen, right? For him, it's seen. For the tech people, it's seen. But it's so cool to know that we're in somebody's hands, that it's not all about how fast can I make the buck. He wants to build the biggest, the best, the highest technology. That's pretty darn. We're very fortunate to be in front of, be behind someone like Ash, no doubt.
Yeah, let me also add something on what Majida said. Look, the structure that the CEO has put in place, the overall structure that he has put in place, from security, from audit and compliance, from legal, from the tech in Hyderabad, we thought that we got it, but our systems and our structure is sophisticated. I've been in IT for more than 24 years. When he comes and talk, we'll come back with the tech guys who will come and review everything. We say, man, we thought we've seen it all. All the time when he comes and talk, we are lost, and we have to go back in our books, and we learn also. So we are sophisticated, and he has blocked all the loopholes, every corner that something is going to happen. Mr. Ash Mufareh has blocked it. He has blocked it, so there's nothing that is going to come in. I'll give 1%, I'll give 99%, 1% to God. I, as a risk person, as a security person, we don't give 99%. But with what we've seen, what the CEO has put in place, we are fine. We are fine. I don't think, from the internal to out to the customers, and we the founders also, that we call phishing. People can phish us. People can come to us and send email and hack us and penetrate and capture the company. There are automatic blocking from AI that is going to do all those things. So we are fine. Thank you.
Let me add to the other S.
One more thing, Bob. I want to say something, Bob, because it's about you too. All of the meetings I've been in with the IT guys, all four of you, today was is the best you've ever done. I think every time you come out, it's hard to dumb things down. You did very, very good. In my opinion, you can clap your hands, everybody. You know what I'm talking about. Today was beautiful, man. Absolutely.
We got the feedback.
Yeah.
To make it simple.
I didn't mean to give it back right now, but I couldn't help myself. Sorry, I won't cut it again. Sorry, Bob.
No worries. I just wanted to, because Oliver used two of the S's, the sophistication and the secure. No, we have three S's. Remember the three S's, Oliver? The three S's. We are sophisticated.
Yes.
We are superior. You already talked about the sophistication and our security. We already talked about it. But we are also superior, you know.
Yeah.
Looking at only the concept of unpassive, the idea that this is something that never been done before. Never been done before, never been seen before. Then the products, our products, we are inside the industry. Today, every day I use about 5 different products of something that unpassive is delivering. And so does my colleagues here. There's nothing comparing what we have now inside the market to what unpassive is bringing. So we are superior. We are superior. And then bureaucracy, this one is, unpassive is going to cut out red tape. Today, actually, before I got off work today, I had to sign off on like 6 different license renewals. Unpassive comes along and says, hey, yeah, I'm going to give you this for this low price, unlimited. Take it and run with it. I've never seen a company that is more focused, customer-oriented than Unpassive. Unpassive is the first company that is coming into the industry, coming into the market, coming to dominate, as Mr. Mufara says, but he's customer-oriented, customer-focused. He wants to make sure that the customers have 100% satisfaction. So our superiority is also going to just help us dominate every area of the IT industry. So that's the third S. Sophistication, superiority, and security.
SSS.
SSS.
Yep.
Thank you, Lynn.
All righty. Thank you. Now we can go on to Harendra Kumar. Harendra Kumar. Go ahead and ask your question or make your comment, Harendra. Harendra. I've asked you to unmute. You just have to unmute. Okay, we'll come back to you. You might be having some technical issues. Oh, there you go. Welcome. Go ahead and speak.
कहना यह है मैडम कि माई ओन नेटवर्क में अब जो है 5681 क्या दिखा रहा है अब?
Oh, we speak English. I don't think we have anybody who can interpret for you. Sorry, Harendra.
जी?
Yeah, only English today. So sorry. I don't see anybody who could interpret in our midst today.
I just know how to say namaskara.
Oh, that's nice.
That's greetings.
But Harendra,
I can interpret, but it ain't gonna be right.
Marty, you're funny. Thank you, Harendra. Thank you for being here. We're sorry we don't understand. We only speak English, but thank you. Appreciate you being here. Next, we have Richard Lamar.
I love all you beautiful men, women, and children of the world from the bottom of my heart.
Hello, Richard.
Well, Bob, Oliver, my God, you guys are really something else. You got my head so screwed up that I don't know if I'm coming or going. That's a lot of input in here. But I think, now, quote me if I'm wrong, but didn't Ash also say that we would have everything encrypted?
Yes. Our data
Right there is one of the top security that there is. I mean,
in fact, the most expensive.
I mean, it changes every minute.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask. So I wasn't wrong. I did hear him say that.
Yep, our data are going to be encrypted at rest. When they say at rest, means that is where the data is going to stay at rest. It's encrypted at rest, AES 256. That's the most. That's the highest level that the U.S. federal government to encrypt any data. Then the in transit, that's TLS in transit. I'm sure the latest one is TLS 1.3, I'm sure that our CEO, that is the one that he has implemented also. So any data that is in transit that also use our VPN, it's all encrypted. So we are fine.
Yes.
Oh,
All
my
our
Lord.
products.
To
That
add
is
to
something
that,
else.
to add
Thank
to
you
that,
so
Richard,
much.
the encryption at rest is the entire database. Very expensive thing to do, but with our founder, who is very, very security oriented, that does not matter. He's encrypting the entire database. Big deal.
Wonderful.
Maybe
Wonderful.
you could say that typically this is not done. What is usually encrypted
Typically, it
by
is not
most
done.
companies?
Usually to save money, okay, you come to that database, you look at the restricted information, like let's say your credit card number or your social security number, they look at those columns that have that kind of information and then they encrypt it. But Ash Mufara says, no, we're going to just lock it down, we're going to save everything. And it's more expensive to do.
And a lot of other companies, they go with AES 128. That's the minimal one. But for what I know, our CEO is going to do, he's going to use 256, which is the max for arrest. Yeah.
Wow. Now I know what he meant. Our ears will pop. Thank you so much. And I love y'all's. Big kiss and hug to all of you.
Love you too. Yeah.
Thank you, Richard. I'm glad you brought that up. That's important. That encryption thing is very, very critical.
Yeah, the encryption
Wow.
thing, Sister Lynn, encryption thing, we talk about that. I think past Friday night, I talk about database encryptions. So this our database are encrypted. So this is something I highlight the past Friday event, and also where we encrypted. The reason for encrypted is stopping people to interact with our system, because when we encrypt, like Brother Oliver said, the TDE is a data. The database encryption system data at rest. So he also stop people taking the backup. Let's say if we copy the backup of the database, you take it somewhere, you cannot restore anywhere else because of the TDE encrypted put in place. And then also we have that system when like using the credit cards or I would say sensitive information, you see that it's cross, and then the hand, we have maybe the last 3 digits. This is also encrypted. And then our CEO also have implemented this system also in our system, like on passive. So it's all the encryption for the data is put in place. They are all implemented in on passive.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to say.
Yeah, let me just take this 1 quick minute. I know we're just throwing the word encryption. I know Maddie said we should break it down. So when we talk of encryption, what do we really mean, right? I think they should understand what we mean by when we say encryption. Encryption simply is you take an information, right? You scramble it, you make it unreadable. That's it. You take the information, you take some information, something that's written, you scramble it upside down, make it unreadable so nobody can read it. Only the person who, and then you attach some kind of a logical key to it so that only the person who is going to receive that information or who can access that information also have the logical key to open it and see it. So you take information, you scramble it, make it unreadable, and then you save it in the database. Or when it's going in transit, you scramble it as it's going along. That's all we are talking here. Thank you.
Very good. I'm glad we're defining the terms that we're using. Good one. Good job. All right. We have next Alex Moynier. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but you can go ahead, Alex.
Hello, thank you very much. Thank you, Lynn, and
hello, Alex.
Host and the co-host and every panelist and the guests who are here with us. Thank you, everyone. You are welcome. Okay, thank you very much. I think we are on data security, so that is why I have something here that bothers me most of the time. So I just want to say it here so that I can get a better explanation, and the others who are here with us can also have that information. Thank you. So my question is, I go to Google Play Store every time to download certain applications that I like using. After downloading these applications and when I try using them, the applications ask me to allow it access to my device information and data before I'm able to use it. So what worries me now is this: by allowing access to my device informations and all this, does this put my personal data at risk of being accessed and abused in some manner that I don't want it to be, like my own personal data and other personal data? So I'm just asking this question out there so that I know our tech specialist here can answer it for the benefit of my fellow Papua New Guinean founders and others who are maybe having that in question also. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lynn, and I leave it at that. Thank you.
Collins, can you take it?
Yeah, so yeah, the question our brother asked Alex, that's a very good question because you're going through Play Store. You know, with Play Store, there are things that we cannot really tell because we know people's data are being compromised with all of the apps. Some of the apps are not protected. So, and when they ask for your personal data, they can use it for whatever they want to use, for marketing, maybe calling you to sell stuff. But these are the things that we don't know what they are doing, especially when it comes to most of those open source applications where they will request for your personal data. It's something that we, like looking from this side, we don't know, but we will tell you, the only thing we can assure you that OnPassive will not put your data at risk. That's the only thing I can tell you because of all the protection and everything, the measures that the CEO and those in Hyderabad are taking, you know, they will not put your data at risk. But when you ask me now and said, what will WhatsApp do with my data? I can't tell you. I cannot assure you because it is something that we are not involved with them. We are not involved as founders to listen to what the CEO or all of those people are saying about different things. But we can tell you here as founders because we already have an understanding because the CEO is here telling us what they are doing, how they build the application. So we have at least an understanding. And that's why we can tell you that, you know what, because of our data center, because of the protection, VPN, those the O virtual and all of those things, your data is well secured. And that's why our CEO is building data center. Because when you host it, for instance, in AWS or Azure, you understand, those are all data centers. We don't know what they can do with our data. But having our own in-house data centers, you are more secure. So that's what I want to throw there. Yeah.
Let me add something there. Let me also add something there. Our VP6, our IP version 6, which is IP v6, it comes with a spams protection. If you go to our omail.ai, we have no spams this thing folder there. There's no spams folder there because we are not going to have any spams in omail.ai. But when you go to Yahoo, Gmail, all those ones, you have junk mail, you have a folder for junk mail and spams mail. In omail.ai, we are not going to see all those things because the IPv6 has that protection that comes with it, and our other equipment also comes with other protections. Thank you.
Yes, I will also add that I think some time back our CEO was here in one of these our webinars, and he actually looked us all of us in the eyes and told us that our data is never ever going to be sold to any third party. I just want to also commend Collins for Collins' explanation. Remember that we are going to be the hunted. OnPassive is the greatest company that this world has ever seen. So there is no reason actually for our data that the company is collecting to be sold to any third party. Most of these companies, like the Play Store that you've seen, Alex, the people they sell this data, they sell this information, right, to other people so that they can use for marketing. OnPassive will not need to sell your data. Just think about it logically. We are poised to be the greatest company that this world ever knew. So why would we want to sell our data to who? You see? And then our founder is already creating that secured environment, just like Colin said, by getting our own data center, so that we have control of our own data and protection of that data. So there's no need for you to worry about it, Alex.
And one thing I want to add before Alex go, just to add to that, when we start to see, when we saw some of the products coming, and we're hearing all of these things, the CEO, CEO always come out and tell us. The first thing I told Oliver, I called Oliver. At that time, we didn't even know, as you are not even announced that we'll have a data center. I told Bro Oliver here, I said, if we don't have a data center, we are screwed. I told Oliver 2 months ago, 2 months or 3 months, I said, the way things are going in on-passive, the way it is going very, very fast, I believe we'll have a data center. And the CEO came after 2 weeks and said, we are going to have a data center. I said, that is it.
Yep. Me too. Same here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Righty. Thank you. Alex,
okay, thank you very much. I think I got my
Thank you,
question
Alex.
answered. So thank you very much for that.
That's great. Thank you,
everyone.
Alex. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome. We have Gladys Nyaburo, who would like to say a few words. Good to see you here, Gladys.
Thank you, Lynn and Ron in absentia, and Bob, and for the tech staff, for the tech people, founders, for always coming and explaining to us. I'm not worried at all about my data or our data in on-passive, but I'm worried of one thing, because I think in as much as our CEO Ash and his team are doing their best to make sure the information is safe, we also have a role as founders to make sure we do our part. This is because of the phishing that the bad guys do, and sometimes they can send a link using the name, for example, they can use the name on-passive. They know we all founders love and trust on-passive, and we can easily click that link mistakenly. So I think it's our part to always make sure we verify the information before we click anything that it's communicated in the back office, because I remember Ash saying sometime last year or the year 2020, he said, if you don't hear it from me or from the leaders, don't do it. So I would like you to tell us, one of you to tell us in bullet points, just briefly, what can we do to make sure we also do our part, so that as on-passive, Ash and his team are doing their part, we can also do our part to make sure everything is safe. Thank you.
Any one of you can take that, or several of you. Sure.
Yeah,
Go
sure.
ahead.
All right, I will start and then they can add. So thank you, Gladys. That's a very good question. And as you know, in our team, the O-Winners, we had a session a couple of weeks ago or so where we were trying to educate ourselves. We, the founders, we are the first guardrail, we are the first defense of our company. When on-passive is going to go live as it is imminent, we are also going to be targeted. It's not only going to be our CEO or our tech team in Hyderabad or our system, no, us as well. We're also going to be targets. They're going to send us those phishing emails. We're going to get all kinds of ways that they want to try to penetrate through us. Remember that when we go to onpassive.com, we're going to be, I believe there is going to be a button that's visible to us that will be able to go through to our back office. So we're going to connect through onpassive.com to our back office. So a lot of phishing emails will be coming to us. People are going to come and try to trick us to get into our system. They have, they can write malicious code behind that phishing email that comes to you. You click it, and then boom, they gain access. They get their ransom. They take your account ransom, and then they attack, and they can hold your whole account hostage until you do something, you pay some money or you do something. So we have to be very, very, very vigilant when we see those emails that don't sound right. They don't make a lot of sense. Sometimes you receive an email that looks like it's an email that is coming from your bank. They say, oh, someone tried to access your account. You need to reset your password. Don't click it. Call your bank, pick up your phone and make a phone call. You know, sometimes it could be the way you set your password. The way you set your password, an easy password that is guessable. They can guess. They can even write a program to easily search and pick up that password. The way you set your password, you make it complex. That's why Mr. Ash has said a password standard. You know, you have uppercase, you know, number, letters, and special characters, all that. So you follow those protocols. If you don't follow those protocols, somebody can easily guess your password. You know, compromise credentials. You can go all the time. You log into your own passive account. Oh, you're talking with friends. You're having a drink. You leave your account open. Somebody can come in, or you know, you write your password somewhere on a piece of paper and you keep it carelessly. That's you're compromising your credentials, right? Somebody can grab it. You turn your back. They go in and they log in and they get access to your account and they can do a lot of damage. So, but I'm pretty sure all this is training. You know, not only the training is not only for our fellow staff in Hyderabad, it's also for us. We also will need training. And I'm pretty sure at some point, Mr. Ash and our team, they're going to come up with a training program for us because we need training, security training and awareness too. You know, I'm sure there's going to be something in the back office where we'll go in, you know, you take that training, they're going to show you the various attack vectors, how people are targeted. You know, they'll give us the various scenarios, the various things that we'll look out for so that we are conscious because we are going to be target. We are going to be once on passive. Remember, Mr. Ash said, all of us are going to be celebrities, all right? All of us are going to be known as soon as on passive is launched. So when you're a celebrity, you are a target. People are going to come after us. So we have to be conscious of that. Our own personal security and also for the good of the company because they can come through us and hold the company hostage. So I don't know if any one of my colleagues want to add into it. But
I'll add something to that. Well, we've just said it well. Phishing is one of the things. There are a lot of things. Sometimes we think about phishing. There's a lot of things you can do and they can target you. Mouse movement. Yeah. We have never ever talked about that. You move your mouse, they can read all the code. There are people who are highly trained to see your mouse movement and they pick every information from the back end. It's not phishing, it's a different way of phishing. Phishing, you can have like they send you malicious email and you click on that, they get information off. But I believe with most of this, even from your web browser, I'm talking as a lead QA, where I test some of these things. When we're in beta testing, I test like the browser to make sure to try to see if I can crack into on passive side. It was impossible. It was impossible. So just to test to see how the software can withstand some of these things, you know, it was impossible. It means the security at the web browser stage is very strong. We are talking about penetration, you know, vulnerability of the database. We've not even talked about it is really strong because you cannot even penetrate data because of the firewall. That is pen testing. So like when we talk about phishing, this is supposed to be like what Bob just said here. You have to take care of your own password. You know, don't write it and throw it somewhere. Someone can. And if you think that I've done something, your mind just click, the only thing you can do, I think Oliver will say this, change it straight away. And one of the things I always advise a lot of people, the most important thing, you know, we have two-factor authentication, like, you know, you have that special code posed to what? Your email. I always tell everybody, your email password should be even more secure. Now, you know, the email, the password you use to log onto your email, not the on-passive side, must be more secure. One of the things is if I get hold of the password through your email, automatically I'll get hold to your on-passive side. What I'll do, I'll just go and reset your password. I need only your email, reset your password. It goes back to your email. I take the code, go back, and reset everything, and I've got hold of everything.
Yes.
That's one of the things people don't know. They always think like, I want to secure the password of my own person. No, the password of your email is what you need to hold, because if the person don't know, the person trigger password reset, where will the person go? It's stuck, because the person need the password to your email to go and get information, and the person cannot go. That's why I always tell most of my down and most of the people around me, make sure your password, the password you use to your email is different from the password you're using to your own passive side. So I'll leave it there.
Yep. Beautiful point. Thank you, Collins.
Got tired of asking.
That was wonderful. Oh, Vincent, were you going to say something?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought
Thank you, Sister Lynn. So what I mostly advise people is to protect a personal computer, like laptop or anything like with maybe antivirus and also spyware protection. So they can do that as well to protect the personal computer, just to make sure that they don't get attacked, because sometimes the protection coming from there, if your personal computer is protected, is also less chance for people to attack you. So this is something people need also to take into account, because most of the time the problem coming from the junk email, they have some people coming. So if you have at least a minimum protection of your personal devices, it will also stop people to be attacked as well. And then their website, when you go to a website, you're not sure about maybe the information of the website. When the search of the website is better, you close the website, because there are some attack. When you go there, you can also send also a lot of phishing and also information. Even some website also, like for some games. Nowadays they have a lot of games also. So be careful all this if you don't have antivirus protection, there are so many websites, you have to be careful. And then some email, if you receive email, also be careful of the email. If you're not sure about the content of the email, and then mobile phone, all this, you have to stop the way you use it, your interaction with other people. So if you're not sure about any email, please put in the spam. You can go to your email and then put in the stamp, so no one can attack you. So this is what I would like, few advice I would like to give to people as well.
Thank you.
Let me also add on that. Let me also add on that, because this is a very important point. Please, we are going now into the next phase that is going to concern Apple's money, but that will be moving around. Please make sure if you suspect anything, that an email from your brother, your mother, your sister, your father, check that email. If it's that you had, when you look at the email, you didn't get any conversation with any of your siblings, your parents, your uncle, your aunt, don't open that email. Just delete. Because some of them might know your family person. They use their name to fish you, to send an email to you. You would think that is one of your siblings, and they get you from there. And then get this practice. Use your personal laptop or your phone, your tablet, your iPhone, any gadget. Use your personal one. When you go visit somebody, please don't use. You might use, but if you use it, if you go and use your sibling, your whoever, you go out of the country, you travel somewhere, you use your friend, whoever, their gadget to access your account or your email, please log out. Just log out. Don't, in fact, if you suspect that I went and used that computer in my friend's house, or back in Africa, they use cyber cafe, please change your password immediately. Change your password immediately. Connie just talked about your email password. Your email is more important than your O-founder. It doesn't mean that the O-founder is not important, because when they get a hold of it, I don't want to repeat that one, but I just want to emphasize on this, that we should be very careful, because now that we are moving to this phase, that money will start coming in, we are going to have a lot of phishing coming in. So we should be very careful. If you suspect anything, just change that password. change the password immediately. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, lots of sinister people everywhere. We have to be aware. But I feel confident that we'll be protected as far as on passive goes. I feel really comfortable about that and very reassured. Marty, did you want to say anything? Marty DeGarmo?
Yeah, they pretty much covered it. I wanted to talk before they did. I'm just, no, but the main thing, look, I'll tell you what I've seen. Gladys asked a really important question, right? What can we do as individuals?
Yeah.
Well, I know so many people, right? I hacked into someone's account before, and let me tell you what I did. I wasn't a hacker. I'll tell you what I did. I took their name and the year they were born. How'd you do that? Well, about 8 out of 10 people use that as a password. It's not. That's what I'm saying. And like Colin said, they get your email, they got your life. Especially in this company, they get your email. They can do anything they want because they can change the password. They can do whatever they want. And don't use the same password for everything you have, because once they get one, they got them all. It's like dominoes. Say, oh, I got that one. And people are very predictable. Their marriage date, there's something, make it completely wacky, right? And another thing I've seen someone do, a lot of people, not someone, many, they write down all their information. I got this stuff together, and they put it on their computer. And if you get hacked on your computer, they go in, and they'll even title it important passwords. It's like giving the guy the combination to your safe. Guy grabs it, boom. And like everybody said, don't click on something. Here's the biggest scam or virus that you can get. You get a thing blinking lights. It looks like lights on the top of a cop car. It says you have a virus. If you click on it to fix the virus, now you have a virus. Okay, you didn't have it until you did that. And people do it by the hundreds, by the thousands. Just be smart. Change your password every month. All the guys said it. When you leave your back office, don't just leave. Yes, there's a 30-minute where it'll shut down. 30 minutes is a lifetime to a hacker. Shut it down. Go down there and log out. If you're done, log out. Now, don't worry. There's a lot of things that haven't been brought up. Like if somebody by chance got into your account, they can only take so much. It's not like they can wipe you out for everything. That's all part of the safety of the company. So, but just it's basic common sense. You got to be careful. This isn't the same as, fly-by-night business. You could be dealing with a lot of money. And remember, right now we look like idiots because we're founders. But when this launches, founders are going to look like a bank to people. So they're going to try to hack you. I'm just saying. So just be careful. The company will do its part, but we should do our part. That's all. It's not a big deal. But they all said that. I didn't have to say anything. But thanks anyway, Lynn.
No, that was good.
Thank you, Marty.
Very, very good. Now we have Chris Johnson. Hey. How are you?
Hey, hold on, Lynn. I got to go change my password now. I'm joking. I'm joking. My name is Marty DeGarmo. I was born in 1932. I'm good. This is going to be, first of all, I'm going to call y'all Dr. Bob, Dr. Collins, Dr. Oliver. You guys are not understanding that I'm starting to get this now. And as I look through the screen, I see many, many people who are just like me, who are like, all right, I'm trying. These guys are geniuses in the tech world, and my brain is fired up tonight. And here's the way I'm going to break it down, what you guys taught me. Most companies that start up are ABC companies. And what I mean by that is they go through A, they go through B, they go through C, and boom, they take off. Let me explain to you what I think you guys are teaching me about impassive. Ash Mafar has gone through the entire alphabet. Then he went through it 10,000 more times, okay? And then after all that said, he went through it another 1,000 times. All right. And then again, he went through it again. And this time he said, what can we do better now? And I believe this is what you guys are educating me on. And like I said, I'm not techie, but what you're explaining to me is Unpassive has the best of the best. And if we don't have the best, he's going to make it the best. Okay. Unpassive will never be that bubblegum shop. Unpassive is going to be a full alphabetically loaded company that constantly goes through the alphabet, checking every single thing, every second, every hour, every day through the whole year nonstop. And I think that's what I'm really starting to understand. Now, I knew a lot of this stuff, but how you guys are breaking it down with, and you said 3 or 4 things today. I'm like, well, I didn't know that. I gotta start going out to lunch with these guys more. Okay. But what I think it was Collins that said, if we don't have a server place, we're gonna, and you know what, Collins, when you said that, it turned on a switch in my head. And I thought, this is the second part of the ABC all the way through to Z. All right. I think this is how Ash, no matter of fact, I don't think, I know Ash is not a perfectionist. He just wants it done right, because a perfectionist usually takes so long to figure something out because they're never right. But I believe we're all witnessing, I think we're really going to witness next Wednesday, that this man has done it right. For all the complaining and moaning that even me once in a while, oh my God, it's going to be worth it. It really is going to be worth it. Think about every day in your life. Most people got routines when they wake up in the morning, whether they go to work or if they're retired and they want to go. Everyone's got a pattern. All right. Asmafar has kept his pattern since 3.5 years ago. He hasn't changed it. What he's done is he's improved it. In other words, if he's going to get a glass of water, all right, he stops and thinks about it. Well, I got to get a glass first. That's just the kind of way I believe he thinks. He's not cutting any corners whatsoever. What he did is he rounded the corners. Get it? A big circle. He rounded it. It's nonstop perfection. And I believe that's how Ashmafar's brain thinks. And boy, if we ever cut his head open, we're going to see a brain so big it ain't funny. But I really want, again, Lynn, thank you for having me on the show. Ron, I hope you get better. But to the 4 doctors, I appreciate you. I love every one of you. And what you're doing, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. It's cool how you're seeing it and you're getting it. So it's kind of exciting when that you have those light bulb moments. Very exciting. Thank you. We have William Delore. Go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I want to add to all the security that we're going to have. We're going to have a VPN also, which will help us change our IP address to some other address. And I don't know all the details on the VPN, but we're going to have eye tracker. So our security ourselves are going to go up to another level. Have anybody got any ideas on that? We should have probably training on that. Our IP tracker, tracker, I should say. So our level is going to go up much higher.
Collins, I know you want to say something. Go for it.
Yeah, I don't think we really need training for that. Like the founders need training to know all of these things. What we are trying to do here is just to explain the journey, where Unpassive started and where we are heading to. So it's not about giving people training, like in-depth training on what is happening behind the scene. Some people might want to know what is happening, like for instance, you have a car. The only thing you want to know is to start the engine and drive off. But someone doesn't want to know what is happening, within the engine, the settings, but not really in depth. But what we are trying to do here is just to give an overview, like the question posed, why is it taking too long and this? So we're saying, no, this is an IT company and they need all of these things for us to go live. Like one of the things I just said, I said, when I saw the products, I talked to Brother Oliver, we need data center. If not, we are screwed because of those big giants will rip us off. We know that because all of these guys are working in an IT company where they pay so much money for data center, and we are coming to that. And every time Ash move from one step to the other, tell us something in the webinar, we sit behind and we said, you know what? We need this, we need that. Though Ash have not said, you know, this is coming, this thing is coming. Because if we don't have this, how are we going to move from this stage to this stage? It means we need this. And we were just like excited, blown up with what was happening behind the scene. Though a lot of people were just like crazy, oh, why are we not going now? But we were just like sitting behind, looking at what is coming and just, you know, get excited and say, we know we need this. And when we have all of these things right to this stage, we are good to go. And we know when we go to the well, Unpassive will be like a monster. That's what we always said, all of these the tech guys.
What
So
I'm saying
we need
is
a special training for that.
the VPN is probably going to be a much better product that's on the market. So
Right.
we use that, we're more protected.
Yes, VPN is virtual machine, right? Some company will come, it's a product, some company will come for our VPN. They will want to use our VPN. Remember, most of the banks will like VPN. Some of the application, I think, Brad just said about VPN here, Bob just said about VPN, Vincent talked about VPN. There are secure areas where you need to use VPN. You cannot get to one side because the only thing is it gives you that secure network for you to get to the server of the company you are working with. If not, you cannot get to that place. And that is one of the use. But to say you want to train all the founders, it's of no use because why do you want to know about VPN except you really want to use it? So I don't know if Oliver has anything or anyone has anything.
No, you just use your VPN to connect. It's like a tunnel that you connect through the internet. A secure communication tunnel.
Yes. Well, there will be
videos to get to your
videos,
destination
I
network where you want to get
on
to.
the products to how to navigate on how to use it. That's what I mean on training.
Hey, William, it will be super, super unbelievable simple for everyone.
Yeah.
Super simple. It's nothing. You're going to be surprised how simple it is.
So basically what you're trying to say is that we don't have to have training. We're just going to use it.
Yeah.
You won't need
It's something that you just click on and launch it. You launch it and, you know, something.
William, is the VPN is very simple. It's like you are connected to one application. So when you click on the VPN app, it will pop up with a screen. You put your username and then your password, and then you put OK, and then the system will connect to the other hand. So it's very simple to use. It's the same thing like you go to your computer and then you want to connect to any application. You put your username and password, and then you click OK, and then the system will take you to the connection. So it's the same way the VPN works. So it's not something maybe dramatic to do. It's very simple, very simple. It's the same thing like anything you go to your computer.
I believe changing.
It's similar to when you connect it to Unpassive or Founder. You put your name and then you put your password, boom, and then you are in. So it's simple. Simple. It's not difficult to do that. But first of all, you need to connect to the internet first, and then you pop up a screen, and then you have username and password, and then you are in the system.
So changing your IP address is important.
So using a personal device, yes, is changing your IP address. So anytime you connect to the internet, your service or provider allocate you your IP address. So that IP address that you can use it to connect to the world or to connect to anything you want to do on your computer. So anytime you connect to the internet, the system will allocate you automatically IP address. So the system is called a DSCP, will allocate you the IP address.
Does that answer your question, William?
Sort of. I'm just saying it is important that your IP address is changed for protection.
Because the IP address change anytime you connect to the internet, because what happens, the IP address is distributed by a system. So the system is a server hosting somewhere there, like your provider, internet provider. So anytime you connect to the internet, automatically the system will give you a new IP address. So when you switch off your computer and then you log in again, you might change the IP address again because this is automatically assigned to you. It's not, but on the server system like servers, they have a dynamic IP address where they have a fixed IP address, and then that fixed IP address, they use it to connect. But any other device connect to the network, the system will assign them automatically IP address anytime they log into the system. It might be the same IP address used yesterday, it might change, it might be the same, it might change. So it's the system will allocate to you. Yes, anytime you log in.
Because I noticed when you use the VPN that you have to disable it and connect to the bank, because the bank won't recognize the new address that you've given from the VPN.
Because what happened when you connect to your computer, you connect to your internet, the service provider will allocate you an IP address. And then once you connect to your VPN, the VPN is a tunnel from your computer to the corporate you want to connect to. So it's like, in that case, you get a private IP address from your computer to the corporate you want to connect to. So they are the corporate, the VPN, they will also allocate you an IP address that you can use it to connect to their system. It will not the same now you use on your computer. So the VPN is the tunnel between your IP address of your computer and the corporate IP address you're trying to connect to. So I don't know if you get that.
Yes, I understand now.
Thank
so
you.
It is good for the protection as a user.
Sorry, I didn't catch your question, please.
I as a user, it is good protection, the VPN.
Yeah, it's good to have because if you want to connect to a corporate, or maybe let's say you are working from home, you want to connect to your company you're working for, you need a VPN to connect to the corporation, because without the VPN, someone can connect to you can break to the company system. So that's the use of the VPN, is a secure connection so that not everyone can connect to the company system. So the VPN is a tunnel to protect the corporation from the outside people. So when we are in the VPN, we are in the private area. So that's why I say virtual private network. So as when you connect to the VPN, we are in a private network. You are not anymore on your computer IP address. You are in different network. So it switch you to the different area you are moving to.
Thank you so much.
It's good for our protection for on passive.
Yeah, on passive, we have a better protection than existing VPN in the world at the moment. So we have the better protection. That's why Oliver mentioned, or Bob said, Colin said,
that door?
We have a better connection now. So on passive is the best of the best. So you don't have to worry about our VPN. It will be the best VPN. And then our VPN is also embedded by an artificial intelligence system. So don't worry about that. It's the best of the best. So no worry for security. All the security is in place.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you, William, for your question. Appreciate you. Next, we have Miss Kathy Lee Friedman, who is going to be speaking. Come on down.
Can you hear me? Because I have for the first time, I have oh, good. Okay.
Very nice. We hear you loudly and clearly.
I love this stuff, and I'm teaching basics. I mean, some of our people, if they listen to this, they'd freak out and run, because I'm still teaching how to copy and paste. So some of our founders, but I just want to say thank you to Vincent and Collins and Bob and Oliver because it's fascinating. And I think that one of the most important things I heard tonight is that you have to have a separate password for your Gmail and your email, and then for Founders. And I know several people, many people have the same. So for me as a teacher to the basics, that's something that I'm going to thank you for stressing that tonight. My question is, do we need different specs for our computer? Like I have a Dell laptop, 16 gigabyte, Windows. Do we need anything different for protection? I guess is what.
Well, everyone's saying no.
I'm watching Marty say no.
That's an easy answer, Kathy. That's awesome. Do you have any other questions?
Can this really be done on a phone? Because so many people still don't have laptops. I mean, can it really be done on a phone where we get into the money and all of that?
I didn't hear you, please.
Yeah,
She's asking if it can be done on the phone. Yeah, of course.
Of course. Yeah,
of course.
There's
If you
so
get
many
your
people
iPhone, you have
don't
access
have.
to the.
Yeah,
You just need to have access to the internet.
There's thousands of people ran the whole business on a phone. Red Redford's one. Built
Right,
his whole
he said
business
only
on
4
a
months
phone.
ago, yeah. I just
Yeah.
wondered when we got into the money and everything, Mark, like, can people really do this? Because they say, well, I can't afford another app, well, not yet, but you will be able to. And so just so that to reassure them that they will be okay. Yeah, that's what
I think it just depends on what, Kathy, it just depends on what you are comfortable with, because I'm comfortable with my laptop. Honestly, my just to call. I don't think I can do anything with phone, because but some people are really comfortable using their phone, but it's just how well you can protect that phone and don't leave things open where you drop it and then somebody get hold of everything. That's why I like to leave everything on my laptop. And our CEO said something. He said, upgrade your dream, upgrade your gadget.
Yeah.
Because remember, when we move into unpassive and we still have, I don't know if all founder will be there, we are in the back office. I know some people call it virtual office. I don't call it virtual office. That's just not really good. It's a back office, because why I use the term back office, we as founder, we are doing the testing. We are helping the company to grow. And that's why what is there, we test the products, we do that, we are working in the back office. Virtually, I don't agree with that thing, but a lot of things, because the applications are heavy. And you remember, unpassive will continue grow and grow. There is one topic which will be coming again to discuss about continuous delivery. We'll be having a lot of products coming. I don't know how you can manage that using your phone.
I know.
So, when the time comes, I believe people will upgrade their gadget. Whatever
And
they
I
want.
just tell people that when the time comes, they'll be able to, I give them hope with that, with the commissions that they'll make, that they'll be able to upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. This is fascinating.
Not everybody needs to use the products of unpassive. We are founders. We are, all what you need to have access to is your wallet. Can you connect your wallet to your bank account? If you can do that successfully, yes. All what you need is internet access. So, for now, your phones, so long as you have internet access on your phone, and you are good to go. But it's good for us, all of us, to upgrade our devices so that you have your nice little laptop there that you use for it's your business, right?
It's nicer. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's a good question, though.
Once the Apple start coming.
But I said one night in a webinar that you could get a notebook refurbished from Amazon, and then I forgot about the difference in exchange rates and how much $84 is in the U.S. versus in New Zealand, and I was like, oh my God! So people are challenged, and more so in different areas of the world. So to know that they can do this on their phone, and just like you said, they're only going to be using a wallet. So.
Yeah, because unpassive is an equalizer, right, Kathy? The haves and the have-nots are all the same now. The have-nots will be the haves. That's what's special about unpassive. Thank you so much for your question. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, guys. It's great.
Thank you.
Next, we have Paul. Paul, go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Tremendous. So you tech guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that word processing and spreadsheet softwares might be the most popular softwares that are used worldwide. Do we have those within our suite of products now? And if we don't, shouldn't they be inside of the OMail along with OMail, so we can just be convenienced by they being together? Because that is what I do right now with an email provider that I use. They have spreadsheet and word processing, and when I create my invoices, I just email them from right there.
Anyone want to take that?
I think, to my knowledge, at the moment, we don't have a spreadsheet in our system on passive at the moment. Maybe it can come on later, but at the moment, there's no spreadsheet in our system. So the mail system is no, we use a spreadsheet, but the mail system, you can use it to tap your email and you can do anything as the word processing using, but that's why I know, but for spreadsheet at the moment, I have no clue about that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Because I'm ready to make a switch. I mean, I'm a massive user of email, but I think that would be a slam dunk. And for most people, it's very convenient for those three to be right together. So I don't know. Maybe someone could ask Ash if that's in the future.
Oh, I'll add to that. You know, though we have OMail now, we have not seen the complete everything when it goes live. You know, Ash always said, when you see the complete, then it will really blow your mind. You know, so when it goes live, that's when we see, because I believe, like, when people bring a lot of ideas and, you know, sometimes we think about something we don't even know. Like I said here, we're thinking about data center. We don't even know that Ash is already ahead of the game. You know, so we cannot say it is there or it's not there. For now, what we are seeing in our back office, we can say, yes, it's not there. But when we go live, maybe it will be there.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see. Another thing, I'm having a little, when I use OMail to send out emails, it works fine. But I'm trying to send emails to OMail and they're getting returned. And I haven't figured out why. I sent a ticket into support, but I haven't heard back to see what they will say. Is there something that I'm missing?
Yes, yes. I can answer that. We're in beta testing. That's what you're missing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Next, we have Ashish Goyari. Ashish Goyari.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm a proud founder from India.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yes.
Go ahead and we can hear you.
Yes, I have an issue with my ID for last 2-3 months. Okay, the reason behind is that I have changed my yahoo.com to omail.ai in my email. So which I have changed in my
Okay. That's kind of not the topic of our webinar. I think that would you want to just go to the founders only webinar? That's where you can have your questions answered, because it's more technical question, right? All right. Thank you. Next we have Dr. Benny. Welcome, Dr. Benny.
Hello, guys. Hello, IT guys. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. to each and everyone. I want to take this special moment to thank the IT guys, as well as all the Leadership Council members and all our members, founders. I don't know if I'm to add or to ask a question first. Thank you, Auntie Lynn, for giving me this opportunity. Now, this question is about the NAS. I was thinking that is NAS, right? Network access, you say it's access storage, right? Do you think an example would be like a random access memory or diskless drive? Uncle Bob, I was just trying to find out if NAS, is it network access storage or network as attached storage? I'm just trying to understand what the
network access storage.
Network access storage.
Network access storage, yeah.
Okay, so an example of it is like a diskless, right? Diskless drive. That means when you have a computer, there will be no, you cannot, let me say when you buy a computer, most of the computers have disk, right? I mean, you can insert a disk. So with this NAS, we're not supposed to have a disk there, correct?
It's a system that you connect to your network, right? It's a protocol that you use to connect to your network. You go through your regular channel of connection to your network, right? You go through your VPN, or you go through our own virtual. You go through the AD authentication process, and then you access your network. You do what you need to do. It's like a dumb terminal. You know what a dumb terminal is? The computer is like a dumb terminal. No. So if you don't know what you're doing, no data is saved on your computer. The data resides, it stays back on the network. It's another additional layer of, to guard against insider threat. Hmm. So nothing that our employees have this access to, they cannot take it home. You cannot download information. You don't have access to do all those kinds of things.
And you are talking about two different things here.
We are talking about two different things, yeah.
You are talking about network access storage is different. You are talking about that it is
network attached. It says network attached storage.
Yeah. So, and the one we are talking about here, with that it goes through the Active Directory. You're an IT person, so you understand this. It goes through your Active Directory. That everything's set in your Active Directory. But the one you are talking is the one that is in your CPU.
There's something called network attached storage, which is an attached extra drive, extra device that you use. So that's
different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, brother Oliver. That's why I was nearly to tell Dr. Benny that we are talking two different technologies here. One is a security system from the AD, and then the one is the network storage. So the network is talking about the storage. So there are two different technology here. So don't confuse with the both of them. They are two different.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Anything to add?
Oh yes. The next thing you talk about awareness and training. So with this awareness and training, which we know that is part of our operational control, right? Awareness and training, which means that when the time comes, especially for those who are utilizing the phones all over the globe, when the time comes that they will, the time will come that they will put that the dollar stuff because we have people in Africa that they are utilized, they don't have bank accounts. So hopefully they will be able to teach them what to do, correct? When it comes to the awareness and training, right, Uncle Bob?
What I said here, Dr. Benny, was I believe that based on what I see, which I think is something that's probably going to happen, there's probably going to be some kind of a training program. That's a question it might be going on in the background. That's a question that maybe Mr. Ash is going to answer for you. I'm not saying that there's awareness and training right now as we speak. No, I didn't say that. I'm just suggesting that based on my experience and what we do every day at work, the things that we see, the kinds of environment that we work in, usually there's something like that. And I think there's something like that, but I don't know. We here, we don't know what's going on. We're looking at it from the outside and speculating the kinds of things that might be going on in the inside, you know. So, and everybody here is not supposed to know exactly what we are saying here. This is just an informative session that we are listening to Mr. Ash Mufara. Every time that he speaks, we brainstorm, and then we come and we try to soften it to our people, you know. So I was suggesting we're talking about in terms of phishing and all that there will be some kind of a training program. It's a logical thing that most companies will do, especially to us, since we have a lot of people that are novice that don't even know what's going on, so that maybe there will be something in the back office that will teach them about different vectors of phishing and all that kind of stuff. So,
okay, no problem.
Awareness and training, I think there will be, but
no
I don't
problem.
know.
Thank you so
Dr.
much,
Benny. Thank you.
It's okay. I want to add something when it comes to that password security. I know everybody has been talking about password security, which I do understand that when we move from Go Founder to O Founder, when we were with Go Founder, there was no access. We did not have access code. And now that we moved to O Founder, the reason why we moved to O Founder, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that it is more secure than Go Founder. And again, when it comes to that password security, I believe that my own recommendation to each and every one, I think you guys have already said it, that we have to change our password like every 90 days. Some people might change it every 60 days if they want to. And but please make sure that you don't tell your friends about your password, and try to memorize it and do not write it down somewhere, because sometimes you might have friends that will be nosy to come into your house and they will try to find out what is going on. So that is my own recommendation when it comes to password security. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Appreciate it. We're going to have a final question coming from Bruce, and then we're going to wrap it up. So let's bring you to the panel.
I can't
Okay,
get my
Bruce.
video. I can't get my video up. Is this okay? Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Vincent. There's my video. Thank you, Oliver. And thank you, Colin. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You know, I'm a simple guy, and I love what Chris had to say before. You guys make it very clear. And what I understand from all this is the backbone that helps us become efficient and become totally safe in Unpassive. So we're safe, secure. I also know if I never want to get phished by anybody, I would never give my AI email out to anyone unless they were somebody that I wanted to do business with. And that's just for me. But I look at it very simple. I can put my key in my car and I can start the car and the engine will work. And I don't know, it's like with aspirin. I don't know if I take an aspirin, I don't know have to know what the ingredients are in it. I just have to know that it's going to work for me. Same thing with Unpassive. You guys guarantee that everything that Ash has done for us is guaranteed secure, guaranteed efficient, guaranteed to be nothing that the world has ever seen before, a total paradigm shift in the way that business will operate in the future. It's all I have to know is just turn the key on and watch the car go and watch it go in whatever speed I need to go. So that's all. I don't want to keep it simple because we've got a long time tonight. And I look forward to the top next Wednesday, and look forward to seeing you guys anywhere the Lord I can possibly get in. And I love you guys like Rishi always says, with all my heart, with all my mind, with all of me. I love all of you. And Marty, you are one of the backbones here. I know you don't even have to be told that, because you know that inside of you how important you are. And it's very important for me to say to you, I really appreciate you, because you've always been there for everyone. And thanks you guys once again. Namaste.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you,
You've always
Bruce.
been very, very loyal and supportive. We appreciate you. All right, now it's our time to wrap up. And I want to give our tech guys an opportunity to say their final words. Let's start with Vincent.
You forgot my question. Hi. Okay, I had one question that I was brought on the panel for.
Who is speaking?
Sorry.
I'm sorry, who's speaking?
No, you asked me.
Miriam. Miriam, please.
Oh, I didn't see your hand raised, Marian. So I didn't know you had a question. Okay, we'll allow you to ask your question. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry, we didn't see your hand raised.
I guess it went down. Anyhow, I was just going to ask about the security thing that you were talking about. I'm supposed to update to Windows 11, but I don't want to, because I'm wondering, would it still be secure for me to get into Founders, or is you know what I'm trying to say? In other words, I know a lot of things are not in Windows 11, and I'm wondering if I go to Windows 11, which is what my laptop wants me to do, if it's going to mess up my Founders.
Everyone's saying, no, you're fine. You're good.
No. I use Windows 11 now, right now, so it's working well.
Yeah, so you'll be fine.
I'm really careful. Okay, that's
Yeah.
all I want.
Yay. So you're reassured now. I'm glad you
Thank
asked
you.
the question. You're welcome. You're most welcome. All right. So final words from our tech guy, starting with Vincent.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Auntie Lynn, for this big webinar or big event. It was really wonderful. Thanks also Bob for also allow us to be here today. And thanks to my friend Oliver Collins and Bob for this wonderful presentation also. And then my last thanks go to all the participants and all the panelists. So thank you very much to be here. It's great. Tomorrow we have another event at 10 at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. So tomorrow we have another event,
Eastern,
5 p.m.
Eastern time.
Eastern time. So we invite also all of you, if you have time, please join us for this also. It will be another great event. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. So he's talking about the OTech Pro weekly webinar every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Let's have Collins. Collins, you're up.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. It was really wonderful. Honestly, like Maddie said, this was really great with questions and everything, everyone participating. So what we're trying to do here, it's not about, educating people about the technical stuff. It's just for you to see where OnPassive started and where they are heading to. So some of this is just for you to be aware of what is happening within the development of each product until we get there, right to launch. And they will not stop there. They will still continue, like OnPassive will continue to develop. Let's remember it's an IT company, and they will continue to develop. And as founders, we'll still come and then look at the products, continue to do the beta testing, analyzing it, and talking to ourselves the best way they can use. So please rest assured, don't look at it and say, wow, what is happening here? I don't know this. What will happen? No, it's just nothing to do with that. You know, you can be passive or you can be active. But the best thing is for you to understand. For those who get it, honestly, you know, it will just be like a bulb lighting in your head. And you're like, my goodness, I didn't know how massive this thing until when you get it. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I hope you've learned something from this, you know, this program. And I'm just glad with all my brothers and sisters, Oliver, Bob, Vincent, you know, Marty Digamo organizing this, and Lynn as well. So Ron is not here. So I just wish you a great night and see you maybe next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Khalid. Oliver Fante.
Yeah, thank you, Big Bro Marty. Thank you, Lynn, for organizing this and for holding the show. For Ron, I will pray for you for good and better health. And this show is just to make we the founders to understand what is going on. When the CEO comes out to talk, we'll come also to break it down to the simplest language so that everybody's going to understand it. But also know that everything is done for you. Everything is done for you. So, but it doesn't mean that this is your business. Like I said in my introduction to the speech, this is your business. It's better for you to know some certain things. Don't just, it's like you have your kiosk. You don't even know the inventory in your kiosk. At least know something. Even if you hire somebody to put there to sell for you, have at least some basic knowledge what is going on. That is why we are here, to try to enlighten you people. And have a good night. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you. And we have Bob Takusi.
All right. Yes. It looks like Oliver just took my closing statement. Thank you, Brother Marty. You know, you are the best. Sister Lynn, Uncle Ron, Brother Ron, we hope you feel well. Get well soon so that you can come back. I know these are some very, 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 very exciting times. When the CEO came out on Monday, I mean, Collins almost lost his voice. Vincent was like walking on the air, and me and Oliver, we haven't really had enough sleep. Well, everybody's excited. It's that you can feel it. The everything, you know, that we've been longing for. You know, hopefully, come Monday, come next Wednesday, we are all going to be excited. I know our CEO, what he's putting together, the world has never seen. You know, and the world will never see. And he told us that no company can emulate or even try or dare to do what he's about to do. And then he also said that if they dare, he's going to do it every week. That's how daring this man is. So thank you, Mr. Ash. You are amazing. So, you know, it's a pleasure being here. I feel like we are all just being part of history that's being made. We are seeing history unfold in front of our eyes, and we're part of it. So that just gives me joy, and I thank you all. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 p.m. We're going to be talking tomorrow about AI, because last week we missed talking about AI. So we're going to continue with that tomorrow, and then get our merrymaking, our dancing shoes and everything going. So thank you.
Thank you very, very much. All right, I'd like to give the floor to Marty DeGarmo, because I know he has some things to share with us. Go ahead, Marty.
One of those prosecutors, Paul Morantz, I believe the last name is, what was?
That wasn't me. Yeah, I just want to tell everybody, I added a lot of YouTube channels, about 16 YouTube channels, somewhere around 300,000 subscribers. I put them on a rotator. So if you take the link that says the top.live and you click on it or give it to friends and family, when they click on it, it will take them to one of the YouTube channels. It'll do each one evenly. So you click it, it'll take them where they need to go for next Wednesday. The date seems to be concrete. The time might be a little, I heard 11 and I heard, anyway, we should find out maybe any minute, and that'll be posted, but everybody will know. But that's the link, very simple. The top.live, it'll take you to any YouTube channel that's advertising or talking about Unpassing. So that's all I want to say. Great job, guys. And this is the kind, hey, you got Chris Johnson jumping around. You did something really good. You know what I mean? All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, now it's our time to acknowledge the people that have helped make Friday Night Live successful. And first and foremost is Marty DeGarmo, who opens up our webinar every Friday without fail. And he live streams our webinar and records it. And that is so much work. And we really appreciate you, Marty. I never take you for granted. Okay, thank you. Also, we want to thank Chris Johnson. He's always there for us. I asked him, can you post in the back office? He always does it for me. Even when I'm last minute and he wants to strangle me, he still does it. So I appreciate Chris to the moon. I appreciate you so much. Bill Musk, look at the beautiful Zoom background we have tonight. I've been enjoying it. Have you guys enjoyed it? Isn't it pretty? I love it. So thank you, Bill, for being faithful about creating our promotional graphics. Thank you to Julie. She's in the back, behind the scenes, always there for me. Always there for me. We love you, Julie. Thank you. I want to thank one person in particular, Jeffrey Morla. He's been quiet tonight, but he is here. And I wanted to tell him and acknowledge that he gave us feedback that helped us to make this webinar better. So we took to heart the constructive feedback that Jeffrey Morla gave us. And I hope, Jeffrey, that it was a better webinar as a result. So thank you again. Anybody here who has constructive feedback, we're all ears. This is what it's all about. We want to get your feedback. So thank you very, very much. Thank you to our attendees, for without you, we would not have a Friday Night Live. Thank you for, so remember Saturday is the OTech Pro webinar. We're gonna have the 4 tech guys that were here tonight there, as well as Marty might attend, he's not sure, but for sure Redfern will be speaking. So that's this Saturday, which is tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And the topic is the power of AI. Next Friday for Friday Night Live, I think we'll make it an open forum because we will have heard from Ash Mufara and we will have that spectacular event on the 30th. So Friday, why don't we just share our joy, our jubilation, our excitement, and what we feel, what we think. I think that would be just a great spontaneous thing to do on next week, Friday. So join us next week, Friday, for Friday Night Live, and pray for Ron Hulbert, hoping he will get better and feel better. We love him so much. Thank you, everybody. You can now unmute yourselves. I'm going to
Lynn.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you so much. This is wonderful.
Thank you.
This is wonderful.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Brother
Love you all.
Happy.
Good night, everybody.
Good
night,
Night, night.
Great show.
Good night.
Chocolate my brother from another mother.
Wednesday, night from North Carolina.
Somebody.
Good
night, Bob.
Begins on Wednesday.
It's been a slice.
Maybe Ash will come on while we're doing this.
I think I'm dreaming.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Hi, Marianne.
I must be in the 5th dimension.
Stay tuned.
The 5th
Wednesday,
dimension.
stay tuned.